Hello.
And welcome to
Let the Girls Play
at 5'9" from the University of Pittsburgh, the podcaster, Kelsey Bailey.
At 5'5" from the College of William and Mary in Virginia, podcaster Amelia Bain. If you could have them say any information about you, I know that they always say the school that you went to. What would you sub out for it?
Instead of the school I went to?
5'9" fan of Everybody Loves Raymond, loves mashed potatoes. Kelsey Bailey.
She's afraid of the teller at the bank. At 5'5", Amelia Bain. Free idea.
Let's learn about these players, right? Let's interview them before they go out there and then use that information as their intro. We go, Stewie, what are you most afraid of? And then she says home invasion. And then we go,
6'4" from UConn.
Don't come in her house. Brianna Stewart. Just a thought as we are, throwing things out.
It's week one.
It's week one.
Can you believe it?
We are so hyped. I'm sweating. I'm so excited.
I am sweating too. I think it might just be kind of hot in your apartment.
I think it's kind of hot
but
in here.
also
I closed the window so there wouldn't be noise.
That's how it's got to be.
It is 70-some degrees, and I opted to wear a little mock turtleneck
She
short
looks
sleeve
great.
shirt. So maybe that's on me.
At 77 degrees in a mock turtleneck.
Kelsey
it's Kelsey
Bailey.
Bailey. Week one is over. We watched a lot of basketball this week.
God.
A lot of good basketball. A lot of thrilling games.
We are off to the races. Once again, we got to say thank you to League Pass. Shout out Cameron Brink for promoting League Pass on her tunnel fit. Yes. We were able to watch all of these games, whether it was live or after the fact on League Pass, and just cram our special brains full.
Our special little brains are full
of hot goss, vibes, news, everything that we want to share.
A couple stats. We're always saying
stats. We're going to pepper a couple stats in there. But if they're wrong, don't come for us.
Because we're not a
we
stats.
Not know.
We not know.
We not know
we
what
not
we've
know.
done. Start with our home team. Again, Amelia and I live somewhere near within the vicinity of the New York Liberty. We're talking about the New York Liberty, who had a bunch of games. First game out the bat against the Washington Mystics, got the dub against a very strong looking. I would say the Mystics are one of the Liberty's biggest weakness.
Yeah.
They're always the hardest game for the Liberty to play.
Yeah.
It's always like a freaking nail biter down to the wire.
It was true in the playoffs last year, and it's true now, even with this very different Mystics team.
Yeah.
They lost Della Dawn, they lost T-Cloud. They're a much different team, and yet they're still pestering the Liberty.
Yeah, always.
Just at their heels.
Always. Yeah. And I think
I
think it's good, and I'm glad that, they had that really hard game up top, because then I don't want to say coasted, but they came out strong in their 2 games against the Indiana Fever.
Really
and you know what? Let's get into it, because it's the talk of the town. And I don't know that we'll be saying anything you haven't already heard or posted yourself on social media about, the shutout of the Indiana Fever, in particular, the rookie that everyone has their eyes on, Caitlin Clark, especially in game 1, holding her to 9 points with Benijah Laney just nipping at her heels every step of the way.
Yeah, and then in their second game, at Barclays, Caitlin did seem to make an adjustment. Benijah was not as effective, but that first game, Benijah Laney Hamilton locked her up.
It was really great to see Caitlin finally, I think, getting a little bit more comfortable to be able to hit her logo threes, which she did at least twice in the game 2 against the New York Liberty at Barclays Center.
Yeah. And even with Caitlin Clark obviously has not come. She's not MVP level player immediately, which of course not. She's a rookie, but she scored 20 points in multiple games of her first 3 games. She's playing well.
Absolutely. And I think someone else who's really playing well that we didn't really get to see much of last year, because I believe she was still coming off of an injury, maybe feeling a little shaky, not totally has her sea legs, I guess you could say. Niara Sabally, who got a lot more minutes, will be getting a lot more minutes as the Liberty look to her as sort of a sub in for both Stewie and Jonquel Jones.
Yeah, which is why I want to go on record and say my week 1 prediction for most improved player, Niara Sabally.
Ooh!
I think we're going to have a Sabally Sabali back-to-back years.
That would
Both
be fun.
sisters.
That's fun.
That's fun.
One other person that I think you wanted to shout out from these past games, give a sort of pat on the back.
Absolutely.
Eat our hats, so to say.
Eat our bucket hats.
Eat our bucket hats.
Sabrina Ionescu playing defense and hitting her threes, looking great. She is so back, baby.
I think she did some stuff in the. I know she already talked about it in a presser. She worked a lot on defense and sort of like her pull-ups and scoring in the paint.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a lot more of that, driving to the basket. Very fun. So
she's looking good. She hit a shrug in the game after she hit a three. Let's go. And,
that's fun.
At the end of last season, people had a lot to say about Stewie in her finals performance. Stewie's back. MVP Stewie is back. Stewie was looking incredible against Indiana.
She had to shut the haters up. And also,
she said, sit down.
She said, y'all came to watch this one player. Get ready.
To watch me.
To watch me, baby.
In my new shoes that look like Pamplemousse LaCroix cans.
Absolutely.
Am I going to buy them? Maybe.
Like,
please buy someone's shoes. Buy a WNBA player's shoes.
Absolutely.
It can be anybody.
Sabrina debuted the Sabrina 2s.
They look tough.
Looking tough.
Of course, Asia's shoe coming next year.
If you're saving up for that, go for it.
Yeah. Jewel Lloyd had a collaboration with a shoe that sold out, I think.
Her friend's son designed them. Very cool. And then other news just coming out of those Liberty games. Saturday's game at Barclays Center, the highest revenue earning game in the history of the WNBA. They brought in $2 million, the Fever and the Liberty, to Barclays Center. Attendance was even more than when they were playing the Aces in the finals last season. So really amazing to see. And
this podcast, one of our goals is to bring more people into the fandom. There were so many people and keep them. There were a lot of people who it was clearly their first WNBA game because of Caitlin Clark, and keep coming back, come back. I would love for every game to be the highest revenue WNBA game.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of the conversation of people being like, let Caitlin Clark win or do her job so people keep coming to watch the WNBA. And I hope that if you're coming to the WNBA and you're seeing all these other players, maybe you'll be able to see another player that you start to enjoy. It's not, one or nothing. Are you impressed by Stewie? Maybe continue to follow the Liberty. Are you freaking banging with DeWanna Bonner, 5th all-time leading scorer in the WNBA? Keep banging with the Connecticut Sun then. Keep your eyes open and, continue to follow the players that excite you, because you might learn somebody new. And I'm excited to learn from people who are new to the WNBA. Who are they liking?
Yeah. New fresh eyes that are telling us who's been right in front of us that we're not appreciating. Like Kelsey said, if you love a team, if you love a player,
if you're banging with a player,
keep
banging that drum, baby.
Bang the Connecticut
Sun
drum.
You can own 2 jerseys.
Oh, yeah.
When I tell you I'm a Liberty fan, but I am also a ride or die Aces fan. I am a ride or die Dallas Wings fan.
I'm becoming an Atlanta Dream fan this season very quickly. They've been right there all along, but I love them.
They got Tina.
I love Big Tina.
When you have Tina, you have Amelia's heart.
You sure do.
But we can keep this conversation going. Let's talk about the Fever. We talked about them playing against New York. Let's talk about maybe them playing against Connecticut, what we saw, what we were sort of, thinking about. And I think one of the things that has been sticking out to me as I've been watching these Fever games is, where is Aaliyah Boston? I feel like, we had this Rookie of the Year last year. She just doesn't seem to be...
Started in the All-Star game, too. Not
just
just
the All-Star game, Team USA,
player.
all of these things. It just doesn't seem like she's fully there yet. It seems like it's taking her a little bit more time to get back into the swing of the WNBA thing. She was having a lot of fouls, gotten some foul trouble. I think maybe in one of the games was close to being fouled out. She doesn't seem herself, and I want her to be herself because I love her.
We love you, Aaliyah Boston.
We love you, Aaliyah Boston.
Even though we were cheering for the Liberty when you and Jonquel were
personal.
Going back and forth, we love you and we want you. Actually, no, we need you to play to the level that we know you can play.
Yeah, and if it's just a matter of you getting back into the swing of things, then obviously we're giving you all the grace, all of the time, all the space, but just saying, can't wait for the dog in you to come back out.
You want to talk about the Mystics?
Let's talk about the Mystics, another team that I always enjoy watching and I'm always rooting for.
So they're dealing with some injuries already.
Yeah,
but prior to those injuries, they were looking really tough.
Yeah, really tough. Shakira Austin had some amazing blocks in the first 2 games that she was able to play. She had to sit out for game 3 because of a hip injury. But Shakira Austin, always so fun to watch. New rookie Aaliyah Edwards started against the Seattle Storm, getting minutes, getting boards,
having an impact immediately.
It's so fun to see. And also Julie Van Loo, I think she's gonna. Let's go, Julie Van Loo. She gives me her passes, and I think it's probably a European thing. Remind me a lot of Maureen Johannes.
Yeah.
Like a lot of like whipping it. And
a lot of like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But then, ooh.
Yeah.
Like
and she can also
American
hit a
minds.
3. She hit a really amazing buzzer beater 3 in their game against the Liberty. So I'm just really this is a Kelsey keeping her eyes out for Julie Van Loo.
And that's a new segment.
They started calling her J-Lou on the team, and there's a little interview with her being like, no one's ever called me that before.
I love that.
Yeah. And also wishing an incredibly speedy recovery to Brittany Sykes, who I love to watch.
Is it just a rolled ankle?
Rolled ankle.
Hopefully that's
so hopefully,
serious.
it should be back, because I would really love to see her play D against Caitlin Clark. Sorry, I don't mean to keep
No, I think we all...
But I think it's fun to see the team's best defenders play against her.
Yeah.
Right? Dejanay Carrington did an amazing, amazing job in their game against the Sun. Benijah, amazing job. Plus 43 record for the franchise. So I'm just excited to see which teams, who they're choosing to be the person that gets to be assigned to CC. And I can't wait for Brittany Sykes and Natasha Cloud to be the people. Cloud in Phoenix. Sorry,
right. Should we talk about the Connecticut Sun?
Let's talk about the Connecticut Sun. I was just talking about Dejanay Carrington. Amazing starting in the starting 5 for the Sun this season. I love watching her play.
She's so fun to watch play.
So fun to watch play.
She plays like, I don't know what it is. She's got it. She does it for me.
Shout
and
out.
That's why. Kelsey Bailey prediction.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So remember last week when I said Nalissa Smith is going to be most improved player of the year? Forget that I said that. That's over. New prediction, most improved player of the season, Dejanay Carrington.
Let's go.
Let's go. Another D that we should talk about from the Sun.
DeWanna
Bonner.
Yeah, she became the 5th all-time leading scorer. She surpassed her ex-wife. That's a storyline you're not getting if you're watching the NBA.
No, you're not getting that in the NBA.
I wish. And eventually maybe we'll get there.
Line.
We'll get there. But that's so cool. I mean, what an accomplishment. And then to do it in that way. Maybe she doesn't care, but I bet if you're watching DB, do you care? Let us know.
DB, do you care?
Was it a little more special?
Was it a little more special because of who you were surpassing? And
we don't know at all about like the circumstances of them not being a couple anymore.
Totally. Congrats to DB.
Alyssa Thomas continues to have like just the success of last season continues into this season. She had a triple-double in the first game.
Every game.
She just makes it look
that's
easy.
That's like the new standard for her, and that's like an insane standard.
Yeah.
To a benchmark rather to sort of set for yourself. And
yeah.
Shout out AT.
And again, we don't do stats, but I did see a stat that something like she has as many triple doubles as the entire rest of the WNBA.
That's crazy.
I think that's right. Don't quote me, but quote me.
Going from one hot team, the Sun, to another hot team, the dog pound of the Phoenix Mercury. Y'all, we have been waiting to watch this team play for like 4 months.
Yeah, since the Kalia Copper trade, since the free agency signings, like we've been just like, oh, this is the team. This is an exciting team. So exciting.
And I have to say, they were really holding the Aces to what was a close game for the second and third quarter. It's so much so that in her interview before halftime, Asia Wilson was like, I don't like what we're doing out there. Like she was upset, basically. Yeah. And it's like, good job, Mercury. Get them flustered.
And they're doing it without Brittany Griner, who's out with a toe fracture, I think. Even without her, they're still playing amazing basketball.
Yes, absolutely. They got the W against the Atlanta Dream in a very exciting win. It was their home opener.
Great game.
Great game. Kalia Copper had a career high of 38 points. She was all over that court.
Yeah. Their coach, Nate Tibbetts, got his first WNBA win. Congratulations.
Very exciting. There was a great video of them soaking him in water. Their general manager was his first WNBA win with the team. So it was very exciting. And their first win together as, this new, little dog pound of the Phoenix Mercury.
Yeah.
We'll keep it moving. Let's talk about the Minnesota Lynx. A huge double overtime win against Seattle and Minnesota. I stayed up until like after midnight to watch that dang game. It kept going into overtime and overtime. Then Jewel Lloyd fouled out and they were like, are we going to win this game? And then they won that game. Shout out to Alana Smith having a career high. Love watching Alana Smith play. Shout out to Alyssa Peely, the rookie, hit a huge 3.
Yeah. Shout out to all the players having career highs in the first week.
Absolutely.
Come on. If we're here in week 1,
here,
where are we going? Yeah, but great things from the Lynx.
Always great things
Always great.
Always a pleasure to watch Nafisa Collier play.
Oh,
absolute
truly
pleasure.
A pleasure. Yeah. All right. We're moving to Dallas.
Let's
it's
go south, baby.
time.
It's Trammell time, y'all.
Things are looking tough in Dallas. Okay. They've got injuries. Satu remains injured.
Natasha Howard out with a broken ankle, broken foot.
6 to 8 weeks projected.
Jaylen Brown sat out their game against the Chicago Sky in Dallas with a broken nose.
Yeah. Has the Sabali Fight Club bled into the rest of the team? We'll find out. But
they signed Monique Billings to a hardship contract. Monique Billings was previously traded from Atlanta Dream to the Los Angeles Sparks this season. Did not make it past training camps. A huge opportunity. I think Monique Billings proved to be an amazing player. She literally got to Dallas the day before they played Chicago yesterday.
And she came in and she looked
came
good.
in and she was hustling her butt. She put out a really great tweet that was like, "Hi Dallas fans, I'm excited to play for you. Here's what you can expect from me." And it was like hustle and like all of these other things. And I was like, "Dang."
Yeah. I mean, what else can you
Monique.
Can you do? You come in, you have an opportunity. I love that. And I hope that like somebody, if like when Natasha Howard comes back, if there's not a spot for her on that team, I hope another team is like, wait a second, we messed up. Come to our team.
Mm-hmm.
I see
Absolutely.
it. I see that happen.
Yeah, I believe it as well. And Dallas had some really fun games against Chicago. In Chicago, it looked like they were about to get got until
like 2 minutes left in the game. It was sort of a close game. And then Enrique was just like, never mind. I'm going to just absolutely annihilate my former teammate and friend who I used to have a t-shirt that said Marique with Marina Mabry. Yeah. It was incredible. She just was like, she turned it on.
And even last night, it became a very close game down to the wire. She was making logo threes. It was kind of for a while. It was just her and Marina going back and forth, which seems very fun. And I'm sure is very reminiscent of, them just being very close and having played together for so long. It was really exciting to watch. Unfortunately, they did lose, but fortunate for the Chicago Sky that they won.
Yeah.
Which was very exciting.
And before we leave the Wings, we should say Enrique, after scoring 35 points, went home, got engaged to her girlfriend.
Casually
That's beautiful.
Engaged. Really beautiful. Looked like there were some Wings players in attendance for the engagement, for the proposal, which was very fun.
Yeah. We love on this podcast. So we're always looking for engagements, weddings, all of that. We love it.
Shall we go on to your new favorite team?
My new favorite team, the Atlanta Dream. Tina Charles, she's back. She's back. Her first game back in the league. How many points did she score, Kelsey? Something a lot. She was, I think, their leading scorer in her first game back after at least one season off in the WNBA. She is so back, and I'm excited to see her. Also, a lot of these other players on the Dream, I am just falling in love with. Specifically, Cheyenne Parker Tyus. I love her. This is a player, and this is what I'm talking about earlier when we were like, who are we missing? This is a player I just wasn't, she was just right in front of me, and I didn't notice her. Mm-hmm. And now I'm like, wait a second. I love you. Yeah. Such a fun player.
The Dream are such a fun team. Yeah. But I feel like they don't get as much attention as some of the other teams.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan Howard is so fun to watch. Your Kentucky girl.
Shout out Big Blue Nation.
I love Alicia Gray with her little glasses.
Yeah.
Just smooth threes for days.
Yeah. This is a team that I think is going to be like my little project team that I like invest a lot in, and I get to know these players because I love them and I'm having a good time watching them.
I love the Dream, and I love to dream, and baby, I'm dreaming of the Chicago Sky. Is that a fun transition? Let's talk about them. Teaspoon getting an emotional first WNBA win over the Dallas Wings.
This team is, I cannot even exaggerate. Like, this team is incredibly lucky to have Teaspoon as their coach, and also they seem to love each other. They seem to right away, even these rookies, especially Angel Reese, like they just seem to really gel. And I don't know, that's one of those things that like you can't know until you put all these players together that that's going to work.
Yeah.
And so I'm so excited for what this guy do this season.
It's very exciting players like Diamond DeShields, Kennedy Carter. I know that you were really excited about.
Yeah.
Always, we got to talk about our scrappy do, Marina Mabry.
We love her.
Dana Evans, great little point guard.
Yeah. And of course, Angel playing well. We talked about the rookies. This is another rookie playing so well. Has in her first 3 games or 2 games the most rebounds of any rookie. She's doing it.
And I can't wait for Camilla to come back as well so that we can see her get some minutes.
Yeah, and see how they play together.
It's very exciting. Very exciting. Let's talk about the Seattle Storm, where another of their rookies is still unable to play as Nika Mule figures out her visa situation.
If anyone works in like government administration, whatever, could you please speed up this process? We'd love to see Nika on the court.
They played the Mystics today, so maybe they're like, we're in Washington, let's go.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. You just walk in the room.
Swing by.
Yeah. You just start knocking on doors.
There's got to be, maybe they'll come to New York a little late tomorrow. There's got to be a Croatian embassy open that can help her with this work visa.
Somebody stamp something.
Stamp something. Let this girl play. Let the girl play.
Specifically, Nika. I know.
Yeah, but like
and
we
Nneka
said,
didn't play.
Nneka didn't play in the game against the Mystics, where the Storm did get their first W. Very exciting to see. Also exciting just to see Skylar Diggins-Smith back on the court after having the year off last year after giving birth to her baby. So great to see her getting back into the WNBA swing of things.
Yeah, and driving into the lane, like really playing aggressively. Mm-hmm. It's exciting to see the SDS that we know and love back and better than ever. Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't know.
Only time will tell. People who are still playing great, even without their point guard, the Las Vegas Aces.
Yeah, still without Chelsea Gray, the point guard, but playing well until a team just like elevates to the moon, to the darker side of the moon. Mm-hmm. The Aces are still, to me,
they're the team to beat.
Come
Absolutely.
On. They're so good. To me. The Aces, to me, just to me, are the team to beat.
Amelia's going out on a ledge here.
I'm going to say something crazy. Asia Wilson, MVP contender.
Exciting to see Kate Martin getting minutes. Had a huge block, a huge 3, a really fun celebration between her and Kelsey Plum.
Yeah. Kate Money Martin.
Can't say enough nice things about her. But really exciting. The Aces, I mean, they're always fun. They're always bringing it. Jackie Young absolutely went off in their game against the Los Angeles Sparks. Great to see her taking like more of a leadership role as Chelsea Gray is sitting out. One more team. Let's talk about the Los Angeles Sparks. Again, we talked about their game with the Aces. De'Erica Hamby absolutely popping off in these games.
Yeah.
Popping off in that game against her former team, the Las Vegas Aces, in a way that was really beautiful.
She had to do it
to me. She had to do it to
Showed up there with her kids.
Mm-hmm. She said,
here they are.
Remember what you did to me.
And here I am. Remember what I'm doing to you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And the rookies looking good.
Yeah.
Aaron Brink getting some good blocks.
Yeah. Rikia Jackson shooting really well.
And that's sort of what's been happening around with the games. But let's talk about the culture of what is happening in the WNBA. Because we have what's happening on the court. But then we also have all these things that are happening off the court. There's just so much. We can't even handle all of it.
Yeah, and I guess we could start last week on Let the Girls Play. Previously on Let the Girls Play. We confidently announced charter flights are here. Mm-hmm. And truly, it's a little more complicated than that. Yeah. Charter flights are here for some teams.
There were, I think, 2 teams. I think it was
Lynx.
It was Lynx and the Fever were the only 2 teams that were able to actually get the chartered flights that were promised to them, as it was told that it was a little bit slower to roll out.
And once again, Josiah was like, I'll just pay for it. And they were like, no.
They're like, stop flaunting your money.
Sorry, we know you're rich, Joe.
Yeah. But they did end up putting out a statement that chartered flights will be in effect for every team starting May 21st.
We will see.
And we will see.
We will see. Yeah, I hope so.
I mean, it's a huge win for them to be able to have this. I think maybe don't put out the press release until everything is in place. But maybe it's because they were so busy because they're looking into the $100,000 that the city of Las Vegas so generously gave to the players of the Las Vegas Aces.
Yeah. I mean, they're allowed to be sponsored. Why can't a city sponsor them?
Yeah, why can't they? And it wasn't even like was it a sponsorship? Is that what it has to legally be called? I thought it was just them being like, hey, thanks. Here's like a little bonus.
I'm sure they bring a ton of revenue to Vegas. Like people, they sell out so many games. People are traveling there, spending money on hotel rooms. Like, yeah, they should pay them. I think all the cities should pay a little bit of money.
I mean,
these players.
Yeah. And I also think that the freaking people who own the team should be sharing in the revenue as well. Would love to know, how much the Liberty could have got, and the Fever for that matter, could have got from that $2 million in ticket revenue at Barclays Center, because they don't see a dime of it. From what I understand, there was maybe a little bit of trouble that the owner of the Las Vegas Aces got into because he was trying to give them money, which he's not allowed to do, right?
He's not allowed to do it.
Yeah, and I don't know his name, but he got a haircut like this.
Yeah, he's got an old timey haircut.
He sits on the side. You'll know him when you
You'll
see
know
him. He also owns the Las Vegas Raiders. He tried to do that, but got hand slapped. So I think that's why the WNBA was like, we got to look into this because
did he give
the money to the city to give back to them?
But honestly,
but who gives a shit?
Just
let them.
Let the girls get paid. Let the girls get paid.
Let the owners pay for a charter flight if they want to.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I mean, they're not getting. There was a cute moment where Cameron Brink was like, "Oh, taxes suck," because she got her first paycheck, and it was like, "Oh, yeah." Like, just let them get paid.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the biggest things in the 2025 collective bargaining agreement that the WNBPA is talking about is just that share of revenue. They don't need to have the salaries increased. They're not trying to be equal to like the NBA players in that capacity, but they do want to be equal in the share of revenue.
Totally.
In that capacity.
And they should be. They should be.
If people are buying an Asia Wilson jersey, she should get $1 from the sales of it,
For sure. Yeah.
More than $1, but you know what I mean.
She should get something.
She should get something.
Asia should get everything. Asia should get the
that
world.
happens, let the cities give them a little bit of money.
Let the cities pay.
But one way that I hope that they're getting paid for is this Skims partnership that launched.
Oh, yeah.
An amazing campaign where we got to see a lot of amazing players modeling. It was an amazing opportunity. I think, to be able to bring in a new partner for the WNBA. I think they featured like 5 players in the formal ad for it, but a lot of players also did sponsored social media posts. Right. So it wasn't just those 5. It wasn't just Cameron and Candace and Skylar and Kelsey and Dejanay. There were a lot of other players also who were, showing themselves in their Skims. Benijah Laney. Yeah.
I think Chelsea Gray.
Yeah. A lot of Jackie Young, a lot of people doing that. So it was really wonderful. But one player, my number one WNBA crush, Natasha Cloud, said the Papis were left out.
Yeah.
The Papis were left out from this ad campaign.
A few other players, Kirsten Bell, Kia Stokes. A few other players chimed in to say, yeah, let's get something going with Woxer.
Yeah.
So shout out Woxer. I hope
Woxer come through.
Yeah, which is
let's get the Papis a campaign.
Let's get the Papis.
I would love that. For as many straight girls who were talking to me about the butch people who were on the ultimatum, I know that they're going to want to see these WNBA players in Woxers. They want to see the Papis. So
even if you don't know you want to see the Papis, you
want to see the Papis.
We'd like to see that.
Straight girls want to see the Papis because they don't fucking shut up to me about all their girl crushes that they have.
Girl crushes.
When they see.
I used to have girl crushes and now I have a wife. Okay.
And I used to have girl crushes and now I have 2 ex-girlfriends.
Let's go.
Leave it in. The people need to know.
The people need to know that Kelsey is single
and sweating. But yeah, so let's freaking see it. Let's go Papis.
Only other WNBA news I'd like to say is the Valkyries are already selling a lot of like pre-order for season tickets,
pre-tickets
selling
sold,
merch.
Yeah.
Like people are excited about this team that doesn't even exist yet.
Yeah.
Really,
they have a GM set in place, so people are naturally having the conversation of who will be the head coach of the Bay Area Valkyries.
Yeah, and I want to say the people who are calling for Tara Vanderveer to be the coach, let her rest.
People calling for Lisa Bluter, who just announced her retirement.
Bluter, I hardly knew her.
To be the coach of the Indiana Fever. Let her rest. Let these retired women rest.
And let Christy Sides have more than 1 week with Caitlin Clark before you start saying,
let the team have one more week before
her.
You say, I hate the rest of this team. Like, allow some grace, y'all.
Yeah, we're 1 weekend. I know the emotions are high. And, like, I mean, from us, too. Like, we're sweating. We're screaming.
I
we're
texted
shouting.
Amelia. I was like, I can't take these people on Twitter anymore.
No, people are mad that players are playing defense against Caitlin Clark.
Sorry, she can't play like she did against 18-year-olds. She's playing against some grown-ass women now.
And she's already 3 games in, figured out a lot of stuff. She's going to be
20
great.
Points. Leave her alone.
Get over yourselves. She's going to be fine.
She wants you to leave her alone for a little bit.
Yeah,
She doesn't deserve all
Caitlin Clark is in the first
stress.
Week of her job. When you were in the first week of your job, you didn't know where anything was. You were still going through orientations. You didn't have your new computer yet. They hadn't mailed it to you yet. Like, you didn't know what the hell was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So
my first job, this is a Kelsey story. My first job when I was 22 years old, I couldn't figure out how to open the bathroom door. So for like 3 months, because I was so scared, I just didn't go to the bathroom in the office. Because I didn't know how to open the door. I thought it was always locked. I thought it was a single stall. Then one day they're like, no, you just push it open.
Okay.
And there were multiple stalls in there. And
listen,
I felt like an idiot.
And that could be happening to Caitlin Clark. Something, probably not that, but something like that could be happening to this 22-year-old first-time employee. She's new.
Let him get
Give
used
her
to
some
it.
grace.
Give her some grace. Let her work up the comfort level to say, hey, how does the bathroom
door work? And how do I open it? And can I go to the bathroom at work? And the answer, Caitlin, yes. Yes, you can. Well, Kelsey, it's been an amazing first week.
We've been talking for almost an hour. Have fun editing this, Amelia.
This is great. I'm just going to let it be long.
Yeah. We've been given a pass to the refs for the past couple weeks with our normal sign-off. But I think now that we're back in this season,
we've been giving grace to
the grace is gone, honey.
Refs. It's over. It's over.
Grace
You've
under
already
fire.
upset us. You've upset us. You've done us wrong already. Week 1.
We're so excited for this season to be back. 1 week and dang, I'm sweating. I am going crazy with it. And it's because everyone involved in the WNBA is a hero, except the refs. Bye.